All right, good morning to you. Welcome to Plant Based Homestead Prepper, make prepping fun. In this video, we're going to be talking about the coronavirus, the stock market, and what will soon be happening in the United States. So, this thing is getting real, y'all. It is getting very, very, very real. Let me turn these chimes off. There we go. I really honestly thought that with the coronavirus, I thought you would start seeing the CDC, the powers that be, and people that are in the know about this thing. I really thought that they would be telling us 2 to 6 months from now that it's not a if it happens, but when it happens problem in the United States. I really honestly thought that, good morning, Miss Grace. I really honestly thought we were months away from that warning. So what that tells me is either one of two things. Either miraculously the alphabet agencies actually care about the public, which I seriously doubt, or it's already to the point where it's out of control. I'm hoping it's option 1 or option A as opposed to option B. I'm hoping that the alphabet agencies actually got a conscience and started caring about the public. I'm hoping that's what it is. But my gut is telling me that I'm getting ready now. I'm cleaning still because I heard in 3 weeks people will be notified. Notified what? Notified what? I don't even want to speculate on that. So it's got me just I try to teach you guys not to live in fear. So I'm not on edge about anything. I'm just as cautious as I was. About getting food, etc. Yeah, I mean the report came out yesterday or day before yesterday that now is a great time for U.S. citizens to start, prepping up on food and water and something else they said. I just heard that report a couple days ago. So for them to actually be telling us, the ABC folks to be telling us to get, start getting ready, it must be serious. It must be substantially serious. Because, like I said, I was expecting this warning 60 days from now. That's when I was expecting it. Was not expecting it this soon. So that it is what it is, y'all. And it's already in the US. And if they're reporting 53 cases, it's probably 530 or maybe 5,000. And we still don't know how long the incubation period. Well, I don't know. I can't say we. I say I. I don't know the incubation period. I don't know how infectious a person is once they get come in contact. I don't know the infection rate. I don't know if everybody that comes in contact with it gets infected, all that kind of stuff. But guys, we are a prepping channel, and we're gonna always talk about prepping. Okay. Now, do not be fooled today. Do not be fooled today when you wake up and you see that the stock market has gone up, few hundred points. Don't be fooled. There has to be some kind of correction. Nothing goes up to the moon and nothing goes down like the Great Depression. It could, but I don't think so. So be mindful of the fact that the stock market may rebound. I'm thinking that it's going to bounce down. I think it's going to hit the bottom yesterday. I'm thinking it's going to bounce up today, and it could continue, or it could hit a high like it did yesterday and then start tumbling all day again today. Which, to be honest with you, as an investor, the way I'm positioned for a bounce right now. Like I was telling you guys yesterday, I misplayed my hand yesterday, but I'm positioned for a really nice bounce today. And if I see it bouncing and it goes up, and around the 10 o'clock mark, it starts falling like a rock, then I'm going to play it on the downside. Wonder what people would do if we gotta stay in for 6 weeks, as in no work for most people. Most people are gonna lose their minds because the main thing is food and water. Well, let's play that out. Let's say in my city. I live in a city where it's predominantly a majority black, and in my city, we live in a lower income city. My neighbors already come and ask me for stuff all the time now, and we're not even in a crisis. This is just average, everyday, ordinary life. So I can only imagine how my neighbors now, and when I say neighbors, I'm talking about everybody around me. I can only imagine what my neighbors will do in a situation like that. I will tell you this: if it's just a quarantine where you can still go outside, then I'll be in my backyard working. I'll be working my garden. As a matter of fact, I will be working my. If I had to stay at home, that is what I would be doing. I would be out in the back working my garden like crazy. I know very, very few people who can go 2 weeks. I know very few people that can go 2 daggone days. And that's why I always say, make sure you prep entertainment as well, because entertainment is going to be key for most people, because we are used to a really fast-paced life. We're used to smartphones, we're used to gadgets, we're used to internet, and not that any of that stuff will go away. It's just paramount, because we're not like the people who were here in existence 100 years ago. Those people were rugged. We're soft, and I'm talking about me as well. And I work a labor job, but we as a human race now, we as a population are just soft. We're soft because 100 years ago, 200 years ago, those people had to be rugged. They had to be hard. They had to go without food for 1, 2, 3, 4 days in a row, because there wasn't any. If you didn't grow it, you didn't eat it. If you didn't hunt it, you didn't eat it. If you didn't have it out in the yard and catch it and kill it and freaking pluck it or whatever, you didn't eat. Most people that dwell in the cities right now, if something happened and they had to process their own food, and I'm talking about vegetables, half of them wouldn't know what to do. They would not know what to do. And the other half that do know what to do, hey, and you know what, I said half, it's probably 80%. 80% of people that live in the cities now probably don't know how to kill, don't know how to pluck for fowl and slaughter for other animals and process. Most people are not going to know how to do that. People are afraid to take a shower with cold water. True. I just hope the water stays. That's one of my biggest hopes too. Is that the water stays on, because like I teach you guys all the time, or like I say all the time, water is life. If you don't have water, you're gonna die. 4 days, and sooner in the hot weather, you're gonna die if you don't have water. And I will tell you this: if you have water, conserve your water as much as possible. Shell out that stuff like it's gold, because once it's gone, it's gone. And just think about the resources that you have to, even if you have ways of collecting water, filtering water, purifying water, fueling water, to boil, all that kind of stuff. That stuff takes resources, it takes fuel. And I don't know anybody who has unlimited resources. I don't know anyone that has unlimited resources. So be mindful. Be mindful of the fact that, it's coming. It is coming to the U.S. And now is the time. The time is nigh to go out and stock up on canned goods. Stock up on your toiletries. Stock up on toilet paper. Stock up on water. Okay? The cheapest way I have found to buy water is expensive up front, but it saves you in the long run, is to get you the big blue 7-gallon containers. They sell them at Walmart, they sell them on Amazon. Get those and go to Whole Foods and get your water. I mean, you can get water as low as 39 cents a gallon at Whole Foods. It's not going to be great quality water, but in a pinch, water is water. Y'all better get an RV or tiny house, just in case you don't pay your rent, mortgage. You'll need somewhere to go. It's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all. And we've been looking at land, we've been looking at properties, all that good stuff. And I will tell you guys this: if you have the ability in the next month to 90 days, if you have the ability of getting out of debt, I'm telling you, pay all your debt off. Get rid of it. Get it gone. Because the day is the 26th. We have 29 days this month. We got 3 days to the end of this month. So whatever you can pay off in the month of March, get rid of it. Get rid of that debt. Because I'm telling you, it's the time is coming when, think about it. If they put the city that you live in under quarantine, nobody can go out, nobody can come in. In my city, that's like 100,000 people. That's like literally 100,000 people. I can't even imagine. Ooh, that's. I know one thing I'm going to do today. One thing I'm going to go and do. I'm going to go and stock up on cases and cases and cases. Even though I have case and case of food now, I'm going to go stock up on cases and cases and cases of more food today. Wherever I love going to Aldi's. I love their prices. They are pretty decent quality of food. And I'm going in. I'm gonna stock up. Now we're vegetarian, but in a pinch, hey, you got to do what you got to do, and it is what it is. And I'm stocking up on a lot of canned goods, and of course stocking up on beans and rice. But with beans and rice, you need water, And how long would a pot of beans and rice last you? That's such a cheap prep. And in a quarantine situation, beans and rice would be wonderful. I'm telling you. And get you some spices. Get sugar, get salt, get pepper, get cumin, get different kind of spices to make your beans and rice taste different. Because beans and rice will get old after a while. I mean, it is what it is. But guys, it's starting to get real. No, it's not starting. It's already been real. They're just letting us know. Yep, that's me. I'm praying 1 out of 2 soon. If you owe on anything, make sure it's minimal. Yeah, make sure. Pay your debts off. Jennifer and I, we are really literally that close to paying everything off. If we had to today, we could go ahead and go into savings and pay the things that we owe off. I've been doing it rapidly. But we live way below our means anyway. The house we live in, with the income that we have, we could afford it way more house. And I was like, nope. We're gonna buy a house that if something happens with somebody's job, then one person will be able to handle all of our household bills. And that's the way we've set our lives up. We're really close to paying off Jennifer's car early, which is great. First time ever that we bought a brand new car, which will never ever happen again. And it's funny how they set these loans up. They set the loans up where as soon as it's time to pay off a car, it's time to get another one. It's designed that way. That's why. Jennifer's like, yeah, I want another car. I'm like, it'll be a pre-owned. It might not be used, but it's gonna be pre-owned. So we're not gonna fall into that debt trap again. And I knew better going into it, but sometimes in life you have situations that where it is so foggy. You have situations that you have put yourself into. See, I take responsibility for everything I've ever done it, especially financially. You have situations where you put yourself into a situation that has cost you more money financially because of other bad financial decisions that you made earlier. Here's what it is. I'm going to use different types of sauce. That's a good one too. Marinara, spaghetti sauce. I mean, sauces are awesome too. I'm trying to think of other kind of sauces. Well, plenty of sauces. Very good point. Noodles, stock up on spaghetti noodles, even though it needs water. That's a quick, easy meal right there. Noodles and spaghetti sauce, that's a meal. And that's something that you can literally boil your noodles. They're ready in no time. Pour some sauce on. You don't even have to warm the sauce up and eat. And then start focusing on things that you can open up out the can and just eat. Like soups or just things you can eat out the can. Vegetables out the can, fruits out the can. Those things that you can just eat. You don't need any fuel to eat them. Just pop the lid, pop the top, and roll. Another thing, make sure you have multiple can openers. Because I'll be doggone if you have one can opener. Remember this rule, everybody. 1 is none, 2 is 1. So that means you always need to have 2 of everything, at least 2 of everything. Because as soon as something happens, as soon as a crisis happens, first thing that's going to happen, if you have one can opener, you won't be able to use it. And then now you're trying to open a can with a knife or with some pliers or with a screwdriver or whatever. Now you cut yourself. Now you need stitches. But guess what? You can't go to the hospital. So now you got to figure out how you're going to stitch yourself. That's if you can find a sewing kit, which is another thing you need to get. Get sewing kit, and get some medical needles. Just in case you have to stitch yourself. Hey, it is what it is. Get alcohol. Rubbing alcohol and drinking alcohol. They work wonders, especially as to clean wounds and to kind of dull some pain. Drinking alcohol, it might take the bite off a little bit. And rubbing alcohol, definitely. I mean, you can get that stuff from the dollar store. I think it's like 50 cents a bottle. Last time I bought some, I stocked up on it, but it's like 50 cents a bottle. Think about emergency radios too, because what if the power goes out? You need some kind of crank handheld radio so that you can at least get information. Information is going to be key during this crisis. And God forbid if we're not able to get crops in the ground again this year, and the food shortage comes in full force on top of the coronavirus or CV-19. Just ladies and gentlemen, it's not the time to panic. This is the time now to be prepared. Get prepared, be prepared, stay prepared. Medical supplies, gauze, towels. They sell towels and rags in there by the bags. Now I'm sure you can get stuff from Goodwill and all that kind of stuff and wash it, and you can use that stuff as rags. Tarps, make sure you get you some tarps. If this thing gets to the point where you need to have a clean station or whatever, putting tarps up in a room or right there by your doorway. As soon as somebody comes in, you can scrub them down. That's not a bad idea. I envision this, like especially in my backyard. My back door is kind of secluded. I can hang tarps and put a kid's swimming pool or a tub or even buckets right there. You can walk in, step into those buckets, and boom, wash yourself down. That's not going. That's what it's called, a decontamination station. It's not a bad idea to get tarps for that. 5-gallon buckets. 5-gallon buckets are cheap. They're like $2 a bucket. You can get plenty of those, and you can catch rainwater in those. So I'm telling y'all, I feel like a broken record all the time because I'm always teaching and preaching water. But, have ways of storing water, have ways of getting water, have ways of purifying water and filtering water. Sand and charcoal. Those two things I keep at my house because I want to be able to filter water, filter out impurities, and then eventually if I have to boil it, have fuel for for fires. The little Coleman camp stoves. You can get a single burner Coleman camp stove. They're so cheap right now. Stock up on the 1 pound propane tanks. Get you a little buddy heater, you know. I did a video, about 2 or 3 weeks ago, where Lowe's had them jokers on sale for like almost half off. I picked up a little buddy heater for like $50. They normally $75, $100, $100. I picked up one for $50. I was like, oh my goodness, yes, I'm getting this. I'm gonna get some more propane today. You know, get I guess those are the big tanks, the 20-pound tanks. It's not a bad idea to get a 100-pound tank. You know, because propane, you can use propane for some of everything: cooking, heating water, heating your home. I mean, we're not going to heat our home. We'll heat one room. You know, mainly we stay in one room now anyway. Actually, we only use 2 rooms in our house: our bedroom and our media room. We go in the kitchen every now and then. We wash clothes, every 2 or 3 days. But the main room we live in, we stay in, is our media room. And if anything happens, we'll just move over to probably our master bedroom, because that would give us the most protection. And it's kind of center of the house, where we'd be able to kind of monitor and maintain everything. So, hey, it's crunch time, y'all. It is crunch time. Listen, now's not the time to get paranoid. Now's the time to prep, water. Okay. Don't be surprised about the stock market today. And if the stock market runs up and runs to the moon, which it has a chance to do that. I mean, after 2 days of losing, and I read an article earlier, in 2 days we lost $1.5 trillion in the stock market. You don't think some people want their money back? So don't be surprised if it runs up. But if it runs up, that does not make the coronavirus go away. It does not make the food shortage any less demanding. It's all still here, okay? So thank you guys for being here. I always want to be gracious to you guys, because I know time is money. Time is a resource that you never get back. It's a precious commodity. And I appreciate you all's time. Thank you for being here. Thank you all for supporting Plant Based Homestead Prepper channel. And if you're here, we consider everybody here as family. And just because I'm the voice of the channel does not mean that this channel doesn't belong to you. This is a place where I feel like it's a safe haven. You can come in, you can express yourself. As long as you're respectful. That's all I ask. Just be respectful. And we're not going to always agree, but we can't always be agreeable. We don't have to be just because we disagree does not mean we have to be disagreeable. All right? And take that with you in your life. Just because you don't agree with someone and their viewpoint or the way they live their life or whatever, it doesn't mean you have to be disagreeable. Okay? Because we're all on this rock that we call a planet, and we're all trying to make it. And we all pretty much are the same. We love our families. We want to live in peace. We want to provide a good family, a good life for our families. And pretty much for the most part, we all want to be left alone. We don't want any trouble from anybody. Most of us are not bullies. Most of us are just genuine good people. And some of us have just made some bad choices and bad decisions. It's what it is, And if you're one of those people that made bad choices with your finances or with your life or whatever, hey, you can always turn it around. You can always turn it around. I don't know who that's for, but I felt like somebody needed to hear that. So I will kiss you guys goodbye. Thank y'all for being here, and we will see you guys on the next video. Take care.